everybody. Well, good morning everybody, and welcome to today's press conference, and we're delighted to see everybody and thank you for coming. Following a few more grey hairs, sleepless nights and difficult decisions, obviously the club's moving on, and clearly we've moved in a direction of reappointing Russell Slade and also bringing back Paul Wilkinson. I mean, the pair of them don't need any introduction. They're obviously very experienced. We do believe that they're going to bring something additional to where we've been at. We're looking forward to the future. In terms of ambition, obviously we're looking to relocate. We hope that can be within the next 3 to 4 years. That's the way the developer feels it will go. And beyond that, on the field, naturally we want to do the very best we can. And our aspiration for next season, for obvious reasons, is to get 50 points possible. So other than that, I'm sure we want to move over to questions. So if we'll begin there, and no doubt you'll want to do one-to-ones. Our plans are to be away for about 10:45. So please, if you'd like to question us accordingly, and then we'll do the one-to-ones following those questions. Thank you.
Russ, what's your reaction to returning to Grimsby Town? And welcome back.
Thank you very much. Well, obviously I met John last night, so it was a welcome return. We had fish and chips, we had it, so I had my first decent piece of fish since I've been here. No, listen, I'm delighted to be back. Good memories of being here in the past, obviously, apart from probably that final 90 minutes at the Millennium Stadium, which unfortunately we weren't able to capitalise on and push up into League One. But let's hope this time around we can improve upon that. That will be the target going forward, to ensure that we progress and we're a threat in terms of getting out of this league into League One for next season. That's my ambition, and that's going to be the club's ambition.
How much did you have to think about the offer?
I did think long and hard about it. I think, particularly after my last experience at Coventry City, I think it needed to be the right fit for me, and having known John and our relationship still a strong relationship from 11 years ago really, where we've kept in touch. We've always communicated, and there's always been a mutual respect. And when John came on, we discussed, we talked about his plans, and obviously our plans in terms of what we want to do going forward, in terms of a strategy and a structure going forward to put in place to ensure that we improve and we move forward again, as John's already mentioned, as a football club. So once we sat down and we started talking football, because that's what it's about, it was an exciting proposition, and obviously I'm delighted to be here and wanting to get on with the job as soon as possible, and obviously delighted that Wilco's decided to join me as well. I think it's going to be a good combination. We've known each other over a long period of time. In fact, I probably first met him properly at the Celtic Manor before the final at the Millennium Stadium, so that was Wilco's fault anyway on the day. No, he came to see us, he came to visit us at the Celtic Manor, and we've always had time for each other over that period of time. I've known him a long time, and I know the chemistry will be a good one.
Have you worked with Paul before, just remind us?
No, I've not worked with Paul before, but obviously we've spoken, and we spoke before this proposition was going to be put to us, and we know that we can make it work together. Obviously there's got to be still more talk and everything in terms of what we're going to do together, but that will come together very quickly, of that I'm sure.
Yeah. Did you want any reassurances before you decided to take this job?
Well, John gave all those reassurances, and he's going to give us the support that we need in terms of that structure that we want going forward. It's fantastic that obviously we're back in League Two, but now we're in a situation whereby, well, what do we do next? And I think that's the kind of position John was in, and that's why I'm here, because I want us to take it forward as far as we possibly can. And there's no question in my mind that this football club is big enough and capable enough of playing in the level above. There's no doubt about that, and that will be my job to ensure that that happens.
Does it feel like unfinished business for you?
Yeah, as I said to you, people use that word a lot. I'd like to. What I'd like to do is to come in and improve upon what I achieved here last time, which wasn't quite enough. It was improvement from where we were, where there was, when I joined the football club, I think there was 4 or 5 professional players on the books, and we had to build a football club in that first season, ready for that second season, where we mounted a challenge, and were probably unfortunate, in my opinion, not to have gone up automatic that year. And even in that final, we lost Michael Reddy, didn't we, after 30 minutes, which was a little bit of a mini disaster for us. But that's all gone now. We can't control that, but what we can control now is the fact that we're in League 2, and you know, we can build again and look forward, you know, to the future being a good one and a strong one.
John, can you clarify what terms Russell signed?
I think they ought to remain private between the parties. There's no need to air that sort of stuff publicly, and that's how we want to remain.
Okay. How delighted are you that Russell accepted your offer?
I couldn't be more pleased. I'm tickled pink. Obviously, Russell being available at this time when we felt it was necessary to make a change, for me was a breath of fresh air. The board were very much on board. It's a unanimous feeling from the board that this is the right appointment, together with Paul Wilkinson, giving us a real chance to progress and improve on what we're doing.
Can you tell the supporters listening why you decided to make the change that you did for this point?
I think really we're on to pastures new, and I can't really see the point in trawling past. There were things for people to see. There's been speculation, and as far as the club's concerned, we want to leave that in the past and progress on the future.
Okay. Paul, what's your reaction to coming back to Grimsby?
Well, obviously delighted. Having been here 15 years ago and being a local lad, having played for the club, it's always had a big place in my heart, and you know, it's just great to have the opportunity to come back and to try and help rebuild the club and get us back up to where we belong.
How much change, Russ, do you feel there will be over the course of the next couple of months, few months, to get this team in shape for next season?
I think the first thing is one step at a time, isn't it? I think for me and Paul now is to quickly assess the group and the players that we've got at the minute and the squad moving forward, see what we might need going forward to give us that little bit of extra. Sometimes it's only a little bit of tweaking in some areas. Look at the structure as well, in terms of what we're doing off the pitch. Is there enough detail there, or is there too much detail? Just to assess every situation, really. I think that's our job in the remaining 5 games. Then make some decisions. Some maybe tough decisions have got to be made, but we'll make them, and we'll move forward. And you know, it's probably all about next season now. Obviously, if we happen to win the last 5 games and 1 or 2 others slip up, then who knows? But I mean, it's unlikely. I accept that. So it is probably all about next season, and that's what we intend to be, is to be a force next season.
Thank you. Good luck.
Russ, you come at a time where, as you say, a lot of decisions have to be made. Just how quickly are you going to have to sort of get to grips with the squad that you're inheriting? Yeah,
quickly, obviously, but I think I've got that experience now to assess quickly, make decisions, make tough decisions. That's what it's about as a football manager. You've got to make those tough decisions at times. But it's an opportunity as well. See the other side of it from the player's point of view. It's an opportunity and a challenge to impress immediately. You know, I put a lot of emphasis on attitude, players, because I think when you wake up in the morning, players, everybody in this room decides what attitude you've got, and you know, I want it to be a positive one, and I want them to rock up every single day at the training ground with the right attitude and be the very best version of themselves every single day, and that will manifest itself onto the pitch as well. We want to be at our peak, at our top limit every single day, every single game. That's what I'll be looking for over the remaining weeks, and hopefully we can see that. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for the players to a positive reaction. That's what I'm looking for.
You talked about your previous time at Coventry. What was it about Grimsby that sort of made your mind up this was the right club? As you said, it was about finding that right club for you.
Yeah, it was. Obviously, I had 4. Let's go back a little bit. I had 4.5 very good years at Leyton Orient, and came again very close to getting into the Championship. It was a change of ownership at the end of that season, which saw me move on to Cardiff. I enjoyed 2 very good years there, just missed out on the playoffs in the Championship. As a result of that, I didn't want to retain my position as Director of Football at Cardiff, so I wanted to do what I do. So I moved on to Charlton, and that didn't work out for one reason or another. But that's not the first time it's not worked out at that football club. And Coventry at this moment in time are in, you know, probably, if I'm honest, if I'm totally honest here, it was not a good decision for me to go there at the moment in time. It's a great football club, great fan base there, but probably I didn't do my own work enough in terms of making that decision. I'll just be honest, I didn't. And I made sure I did the own work this time, and there was plenty of dialogue between me and John, and I thought this is the right fit for me.
Absolutely. And just turning to your assistant you brought in, Paul, what is it about that you think is going to work as a duo? I
think sometimes as well, you when you haven't worked with somebody before, but you've come across them and you get first of all you get an impression, don't you? And then secondly, you know, when you talk to other people as well, and the reputation and how they work, he's a very solid coach. He's very knowledgeable of all the leagues. He's very knowledgeable on the players. He's watched a lot of games, particularly in his recent capacity, where he's been up and down the country watching a lot of games under 23 level as well as first team games. I think he brings an awful lot to the table. I just think it will work. I really do. On many occasions I've come into a football club like I did with Grimsby, and I worked with Graham Rogers, who I met this morning, who made me a very lukewarm milky coffee. It was a disaster. but we got on tremendously well, me and Gres, and you get a feeling that can happen. I've worked with people I've not worked with before, and it's been very successful in the past. And you know, having done my work on Wilco, and you don't have to do too much work on Wilco to know we've got a good man.
Just a final one from me. What's your message to the fans who'll be watching this and reading this?
Well, look, I think the short-term thing is let's try and build on the fantastic result that the football club got last week at Blackpool. It was a fantastic result Marcus and the players got. So let's try and build on that, because that's important. And then long-term, let's get together. Let's move forward together. We'll work hard. They know I will work hard. That's the way I am. And we'll try and get a group together that is capable of really threatening that top six, and let's make that the top six, top seven our minimum requirement for next season.
Thank you very much.
Russ, one from me. Nigel Lowther from the Cleethorpes Chronicle.
Yeah.
What do you say to those fans, and I've had emails this morning and spoke to somebody last night, who were very disappointed in the way that you left the club the first time, and actually felt quite betrayed by yourself and some of the players?
If I may, I'll come in there.
Well, it's a fair question,
well,
John.
The question's fine. All I can say is it takes two to tango. I'm talking about the football club and the parties involved. At the end of the day, came to the end of a contract, things didn't work right on the day, and it probably wasn't the right decision on the day to take. But you've got to leave that where it is, Nigel. Things could have been so very different. Michael Reddy became concussed after 30 minutes. I think there was a penalty denied that should have been. I think we had a penalty awarded against which shouldn't have been. And it just worked out badly. The preparation for the day was utopia. There's no doubt Russ absolutely wanted it. You even got a motivational speech, I believe, from Arsene Wenger, or a guy that produces them for him. Can you remember?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
We absolutely wanted to win on that day. It just so happens that Russ came to the end of a 2-year contract, and we didn't re-engage. It's not jumping ship. That was the club's decision, and there's no stones to throw on either party. We just broke company at that stage. That day was probably the wrong day to make that decision. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah. And that happens in football, John, doesn't it?
Yes. I mean, the key thing in football is to take time out.
No, it's fair enough. But I think fans out there, some of them, you'll
well, I've answered it implicitly what happened on the day.
That's fine.
I
think it's a fair point.
Any further, and I think that's out there for people now to clearly understand what happened on the day.
Yeah. Grateful for that.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, all happy with that? Okay, well, if I may, I'll just shake hands with the pair again. Thank you, Paul. Welcome aboard.
Problems.
Delighted with that.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you.
I couldn't be more pleased.